Hello, 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 and welcome back to the video. Today we are doing music, and we're going to listen to parts, I guess, of her TED Talk. I say that because a lot of times what the company that makes the book, what they do is they just edit the TED Talk. So if for any of the TED Talks, including her TED Talk, um, if you would like to see the full talks, one, I have a document in the class folder with direct links to all of the TED Talks that are used in the book, well, the main talks. Or you can go to TED.com. And of course, I did say that for the final speaking test, one of your choices is any of the talks at TED.com. And this, you could also choose this as one of the topics. Now, I'm only saying this if your group has not picked a topic yet. This could be one of them, or you could go to TED.com, choose one from there. Of course, remember you have three, one from the book, or from TED.com, or teach me about your major. Sorry. But of course, if you already picked your topic, then don't worry. But anyways, enough about the speaking test. Let's get into music. All right, so in this is what we're going to be doing in this unit: how music affects us, why music makes us feel good, and we're gonna watch a TED Talk or part of a TED Talk by a musician who gives unusual concerts. All right. Let's start right with it. This is really, really short. You're going to watch part of Daria van der Berken. Anyways, you're going to watch a very short part of her talk. What kind of music does she play? Should be easy. Genre. Do you like this kind of music? Now, of course, for number two, most people do, but you never know. Some people may not. So the answers will not always be the same. All right, so let's listen to the type of music she plays.
Recently, I flew over a crowd of thousands of people in Brazil playing music by George Frederick Handel. I also drove along the streets of Amsterdam, again playing music by the same composer. Let's take a look.
Question is simple. What kind of music does she play? Okay, classical, right? All right. Do you like this type of music? Well, I do, but I know that not all will like it. All right, moving on. All right, now we're going to get into the actual TED Talk, but first we're going to read a little bit about her. So this is the page of what we're going to be doing. As you can see, we're going to read, then we're going to watch part of her talk, then we're going to watch, again, this is just a little bit, again, easy, where you just have to, the music, what is it? How does it make you feel type of thing, right? And then here we're going to be doing both parts. First one part, then the next part. Don't worry. I have all of these in different parts. So let's start with just the reading part, which is this. Why I take the piano on the road and in the air. TED Talks. A few years ago, Daria van der Berken discovered George Handel's keyboard music. When she started to play it, she was in complete awe. What she experienced that day set her on a journey to share the beauty of music with others. Her idea worth spreading is that we should try to enjoy music the way a child does, full of wonder and with pure, unprejudiced amazement. All right, so we have these three words in bold. So these are some of the words, there'll be more. These are some of the words that they want to make sure that you understand. So, and here they are, right? In awe, full of wonder, unprejudiced. So, basically, what's going on here is that you basically need to know, what do these words mean? So, circle what is closest to the meaning of the words awe, wonder, unprejudiced. All right, as usual for all the videos I make, for as long as you need, pause your video now. Okay, welcome back. If you have unpaused, it means that you have circled what you think each word means. So here we go. If you are in awe of something, you admire it. You are likely to be full of wonder on a beautiful mountain. When you are unprejudiced, you have an open mind about something. All right, so if you need to pause and circle, please do it now. Okay. Like I said, in this part, you're just going to listen to the music, and you're going to, like it says in the book, describe each piece. You know, is it a melancholic, relaxing? Then we have piece two, energetic. You know, trying to do it, or romantic, right? Anyways, let's just listen. Okay, so according to the book, and the book is pretty close. All right, for number one, that piece of music is melancholic. And piece number two, energetic. I didn't give, you didn't have to pause it. This was pretty easy. I'm sure most of you circled these as she was playing it. All right, so let's move on. Now we're going to get into the TED Talk. So now you're going to have to listen, and I will give you time to circle, and then for part two, check what you think the answers are. So let's take a look at the questions that you're going to be listening for. Why was she surprised by the music she found on the internet? And you're going to be listening for why was she in awe of the music? So it is an interesting talk, but you will be listening for this. So let's watch part one of her TED Talk. Oh, and sorry, I want to go back. I forgot to say, because most of these are from the book, there's the added bonus that you will see the answers. But of course, I will then, in the next slide, I will then show you what the answers are, because in the video, it's very fast. I'm sorry about having to stop and going back, but I just wanted to be clear. So a lot of these book videos show you the video, question, and answer. Now here, it shouldn't, but let's watch.
It started a couple of years ago. I was sitting at home on the couch with the flu and browsing the internet a little when I found out that Handel had written works for the keyboard. Well, I was surprised. I did not know this. And what happened next was that I entered this state of pure, unprejudiced amazement. It was an experience that of being totally in awe of the music. And I have not felt that in a long time. So within a couple of minutes, and the piece isn't even finished yet, I experienced two very contrasting characters. Beautiful melancholy and sheer energy.
All right, as my cat is saying hello, the video was a little fast, so here are the answers. I'll be right there. Actually, let's move on to the next one. And that will be part two, where you have to check, basically, children, what age? 7 and 8-year-olds or 11 and 12-year-olds? And you'll be listening for. They're willing to listen to classical music. It's hard to get them to listen to classical music. The opinions of others matter to them. They listen to music without prejudice. All right, let's watch part 2.
I've given a lot of children's concerts for children of 7 and 8-year-old, and whatever I play, whether it's Bach, Beethoven, even Stockhausen, or some jazzy music, they are open to hear it, really willing to listen, and they are comfortable doing so. And when classes come in with children who are just a few years older, 11, 12, I felt that I sometimes already had trouble in reaching them like that. The complexity of the music does become an issue, and actually the opinions of others, parents, friends, media, they start to count. But the young ones, they don't question their own opinion. They are in this constant state of wonder. And I do firmly believe that we can keep listening like these 7-year-old children, even when growing up. And that is why I have played not only in the concert hall, but also on the street, online, in the air, to feel that state of wonder, to truly listen, and to listen without prejudice. And I'd like to invite you to do so now.
All right, so yeah, this part here, of course, you can see more at TED.com. And like I said, I have the direct links to the full TED Talk. And all 6 of them from the book that I have the links to, 한국 자막 있어요. So there you go. Make it a lot easier to understand. But let's move on to what you checked. All right, so I'll give you guys, well, again, as long as you need to find the correct age group here. Pause now. Okay, welcome back. You have unpaused, meaning that you've checked which age group you think each of these sentences belong to, and let's check your answers. They're willing. They are, okay, one more time. They are willing to listen to classical music. 7 and 8-year-olds. It's hard to get them to listen to classical music. 11 and 12-year-olds. The opinions of others matter to them. 11 and 12-year-olds. They listen to music without prejudice, open mind. They don't care. 7 and 8-year-olds. Okay. Just leave this up for a couple of seconds. Of course, you can always pause. All right. Next part. It looks like a lot, but trust me, it's not. First, we're going to do vocabulary and context. That's where you see 414. You're going to watch parts of a TED Talk. Yes, the answers will be in the video, but of course, it's a little fast. So I will then show you what the answers are. You're going to be choosing the correct meaning of each word. Then we're going to get into presentation skills, and then I will be reading this. You'll be watching a part of her talk. What does she do? Then we're going to watch some other speakers at TED, right? And you're going to put what you think it is. You're not, don't worry about this part. We're just going to be doing vocabulary and context, presentation skills A and B. But this is something for you guys, for C, this is something for your group maybe to think about if you want to use this helpful information about presentation skills. But right now, let's just do this. So you will be listening and you will see the answers too, but it will be fast. So I will show you what the answers are. It's the meaning to day, open, count, and constant. So you have the book, you should already be on this page. And I'm going to go right to the video. All right, so choose the correct meaning for each word. And like I said, it will be in the video that we watch, but it'll go by a little fast.
Now you may ask, why have I done these things? They're not really typical for a musician's day-to-day life. They are open to hear it, really willing to listen, and they are comfortable doing so. The complexity of the music does become an issue, and actually the opinions of others, parents, friends, media, they start to count. But the young ones, they don't question their own opinion. They are in this constant state of wonder.
Okay, so it wasn't as quick as I thought. So you should have had time to circle the correct answers, but just in case, here we go. So day to day, usual. So the opinions of others, they start to count. Oh, sorry, that's my error. They are open to hear it. They are happy to listen to it. All right, now the opinions of others, they start to count. The opinions of others are important. And they are in this constant state of wonder, continuous, ongoing, right? So the answers here would be A, C, B, A. All right. Again, you can always pause and circle, but I'm going to move on. Now, presentation skills. During a presentation, it is often useful to include some information about your own background. Now, if you're going to do this in your group, it should be each student, not the whole group, right? So this can help the audience understand why you are interested in the topic you are talking about. Now, if you don't use this, you will not lose points. Don't worry. This is not something you have to use. No. These are just tips. This is just a tip, right? So I just want to be clear about that. We're going to now watch just a small piece of her TED Talk. Listen for the background information that she gives. All right, here we go.
It started a couple of years ago. I was sitting at home on the couch with the flu and browsing the internet a little when I found out that Handel had written works for the keyboard. Well, I was surprised. I did not know this. So I downloaded the sheet music and started playing. And what happened next was that I entered this state of pure, unprejudiced amazement.
All right, so for as long as you need, pause the video now. Okay, you should have already circled what you think the background information she gives is. Let's check your answer. So, what background information does she provide? How she learned something new about a composer, in this case, Handel. Okay, the answer is B. All right, I'm going to leave this up just a little bit as I talk about what we're doing next. You have the names of two speakers, but the choices are three, which means one of them is not used. What background information do they give? And here they are: A.J. Jacobs and Morgan. Your choices are a meeting with a famous person, an email that inspired them, what they learned about themselves. This is, again, you are listening for background information.
6 months ago, I got an email from a man in Israel who had read one of my books. And the email said, "You don't know me, but I'm your 12th cousin." And it said, "I have a family tree with 80,000 people on it, including you, Karl Marx, and several European aristocrats."
It's often said that you can tell a lot about a person by looking at what's on their bookshelves. What do my bookshelves say about me? Well, when I asked myself this question a few years ago, I made an alarming discovery. I'd always thought of myself as a fairly cultured, cosmopolitan sort of person, but my bookshelves told a rather different story.
All right, so again, for as long as you need, pause the video now. You can always go back and look. Okay, before we check what you have, I can tell you one thing. What is not used is A meeting with a famous person is not talked about by either one of them. So for A.J. Jacobs, it was an email. For Anne Morgan and the books on her shelf, what she learned about herself, right? What's in the book, what they learned about themselves. So the answers are B, C. All right, let's move on to the next slide, which is the end. Yay! Okay, so I will see you in Zoom where we will be listening to different types of music and genres. So this is all in the book, but I did have some outside stuff, the music. So yeah, I'll see you in Zoom. Have your book ready and be ready to listen to different types of music and try to guess what the genre is. Until then, bye-bye.